what happens in parts of Nigeria. So that's not what Africa needs at all. But the Cameroonian government needs to get serious about a genuine peace process, genuine decentralization, genuine power to the local level. And then you mentioned neocolonialism and colonialism. I remember that the first decision that the newly created Organization of African Unity had to take, very difficult decision, if you remember, was whether or not to recognize the colonial borders or to redraw them. And after much discussion, they took the very painful decision that they had to go with the colonial borders because the alternative was much worse. You had two very bad alternatives, and they went with the lesson. And I know that continues to be a huge problem in Africa. So thank you very much for the question.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Nagy. And to my brothers and sisters, please stop trying to sneak in two questions. I have a lot of hands back there. I really need to give people the opportunities to bring their issues to the Assistant Secretary. And just I'll come to you. I just want to read a couple of questions that we got from Twitter. I think one you've already answered, but you might want to add to it. The first one has to do with Cameroon. And it is understanding that the right to self-determination is a right enshrined in international law. What are your views and prospects for addressing the escalating armed conflicts in Cameroon? I think you've answered that one, but if you want to add to it, certainly feel free to do so. The second one, and I think the genesis of this question has to do with the recent ban on Nigeria in terms of visa, the discussion that we're having. The question really is, where does Nigeria fit into U.S. strategy for Africa?
Well, the second one.
Ambassador, thank you so much. I'm from Cameroon. I'm from southern Cameroon. Please. Please. I'm a mother. It's been a lot of talk. We need action. People got massacred recently. We need you to take action, please.
The question speaks for itself. It's not even a question. And I think we all understand exactly what you're saying. As I said, Cameroon has pained me more than any other issue I've had to deal with. Human suffering is not philosophical. It's not something up there. I'll never forget that as a little boy in Budapest during the Hungarian Revolution, I saw people that had been run over by the Soviet tanks. And even when you're 7 years old, that picture stays in your mind forever. So I totally understand. I wish there was a magic bullet that we could fire to fix the situation. As I said, the international community needs to be absolutely united on this. Because of the outrages recently, I'm very much hoping that there will be much more of a unity in our willingness to be firmer in responding to this with the Cameroonian government. I wish the Cameroonian government would recognize the fact that there's no way they are going to win this militarily. As Gandhi said, when you have a policy based on an eye for an eye, sooner or later the whole world is blind. And that is exactly what is happening there. It's a disaster. It is absolutely needless. And I wish that there was a simple way to just put a stop to it at this moment. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.